Hey guys, it's me. Just thought I'd do another inbox review as promised in the last video, which was of Ryefield's new Tiger one, Gruppe Fehrmann. The Fehrmann actually was a hybrid tiger. Basically, it was early tigers which had actually come back from Russia, which were damaged, and obviously upgraded up at the Henschel factory and then sent back out into action towards the end of the war. It was basically a case of desperate measures need desperate means, because obviously they were running out materials, etc., and they still needed frontline machines, so hence the name Fehrmann. Okay. Adam has also done an inbox review on this one, but this is going to be my take. I had a look through the kit itself. It is superb. It's one of Ryefield's best that's come out so far, apart from the its last release, which was the one with the full interior. The ironic thing is with this one, there are some actual interior details in the kit as well, so I'll run through those in a minute. Anyway, this kit's only just been released in the last month. The kit number, if you're actually after one, is RM, if I get this near the camera, RM5005. That's RM5005. Okay. As you can see, one of the actual tanks is indicated on here, F13, which I think was based in, let me have a look, northern Germany towards the end of the war, in fact the last month of the war. And you've got the alternative on the box side here for another version, which is FO2, again with a tritonal camo, as you can see there. And then you've got the box art illustration on the other end, and then on the other side you've got the alternative of two sets of wheels, because obviously it's dependent on which version you're going to actually depict. And then obviously you've got the track link set, which you have to put the pins in. That is going to be quite a pain in the arse, but I might well have a go anyway. And then down here, interestingly, you've got a Zimrit tool, so if you want to make your own Zim, you can. I myself will probably get an ATAC set in. And then you've got the etch brass set, which comes with the kit, with the tool clamps, etc., as well as the grills. And then obviously your decal sheet for whichever version you want to depict. Okay, right, without further ado, we'll see what's inside the box. And as is usual the case with Ryefield, as you can see, it is absolutely stacked. Okay, first off, I'll just take the box and put it down the side here. We'll run through the instruction sheet, and again, Ryefield do their lovely sort of pamphlet that you get with the kit, which I think is a nice touch. Again, you got the box art illustration on the top, various symbols and what they mean. Okay, then inside you've got a sprue tree of all the parts, including the etched brass, Zimrit tool, as well as the decals. Okay, and then interestingly, it's showing you how you can actually add a filter to the actual camo screen, and it's giving you the Dunkelgelb colour callouts as well for F13. Which is obviously circa April 1945 in North Germany. And then the other version it's depicting is again a Fehrmann, a Krupp one, April 45 Northern Germany, FO1, and then FO2. And obviously, as you can see, they've all got different setups. And interestingly here, and I know Adam pointed this out, you've got a guide to whichever version you're doing where your Zimrit should go. Okay. That's your version for F13. This one is for FO1, which interestingly only the turret was actually covered in Zimrit. And then on FO2 it was only the actual main hull which was actually depicted in Zimrit. So there you go. First off, which interestingly is the setup of the actual turret and the barrel, as you can see here, and as is depicted on the top here, you can see you've got a little bit of internal detail as well, so that's quite interesting. Also with the what was I going to say, the mantlet, you've got a choice of 3 on this, so whichever version you're depicting again, make sure you pick out the right mantlet. Again, the actual assembly is very similar to Dragon. And then obviously you got the crew hatches, which you got to see here. The vision put, in fact, I think that's the air vent there for the crew. Then you put the top of the turret to the main part of the turret, add the commander's cupola along with the vision ports. And interestingly, you've got the actual ring which goes underneath the turret. And then obviously, if you want to, you can have the loader's hatch open. So if you want to do any super detailing, that's ideal. And then obviously you've got the turret lid which goes behind. And there you are. Okay. And then the next stage, again, you put all the extra tracks to the side of the vehicle, as you can see lined up here. And then interestingly, the next step is the lower hull, whereby you put the swing arms into the actual main hull along with the torsion bars. Then you got the actual wall for the final drive, which you see there, adding the tow bars. And then it's showing you the assembly of the exhaust stacks, which you can see here. And then also up here is how you assemble the actual sprocket. Add that to the actual vehicle, which you can see there along with the back plate. And depending on which version you're doing, you add the actual wheels, but I'll probably do that very much on the last step of the process, which you should do, otherwise you're going to cause yourself a lot of problems. And then it's showing you the lineup of where the wheels go. Okay, then you add the ammunition pack, the lower cover for the exhaust stacks on the back plate, and then obviously you've got the hubs which go into the wheels, as you can see there, for whichever version you're doing. And then you obviously add the side plates, the jack and the rear mud guards. Okay, and it's showing the assembly of the jack itself. And interestingly, on this kit you've actually got, if you use the actual original version with the original wheels, you've got rubber which goes around, so that's going to save you a lot of paint work. Okay, then you're going on to the upper deck. Now obviously it's indicating where you should drill holes for whichever version you're doing, and then along here you've got a guide to all the tools. There you go down with the tool clamps, including the ammunition pack, engine cover, etc, etc. Okay, then on here it's showing you how to assemble the headlight along with the actual wire, which interestingly should be put there. I myself might use some actual wire because apparently this is a little bit thick and not really true to scale. Okay, then obviously you add the tow bars, and then the last thing I think you do is, I'm not quite sure what this is indicating, is remove all these bars here. So obviously you're going to get an easy assembly when you actually put the vehicle together. And then on the back here, it's telling you to drill some drill bits for the front armour. And there's your frontal vision port with the gun, and then the indicator on how to assemble the tracks, which you see here. Oops, sorry, I'll get that into shot, guys. There you go. And then you've got the final process whereby you add the turret to the upper hull, then the frontal armour along with the machine gun, tracks, etc, and that's your assembly done. Okay, right, let's get to the main crux of this kit. First off, the thing that is disappointing about this kit is that the turret comes in two halves, so you're gonna have a real nightmare with the seam line, or I am, to be honest with you. But again, I have to say I love the effect, if I can get it into focus, where you've got the weld seam there, beautifully reproduced, as really is. And then on the flat interior, if I show you, you've got interior detail, if I can get it into focus, detail inside the turret as well as the actual roof of it as well. So that would be handy in case you want to actually keep the loader's bay open. And again, as I said, on the turret, you've got the turret ring, which you see there. Nice crisp detail. And then you've got the choice of 3 mantlets, which you see there. There, you've only got the 1 muzzle brake, obviously, because it's an early version. And then you've got the commander's cupola right here. Turret bin. And then obviously your hatches, the loader's hatch and your commander's hatch. And then there's a part here for the FIFO filter system as well, because some did have FIFO filters and others didn't. Next sprue, you got the main sprocket, which you see here, sprocket drive, engine covers, etc. Nice crisp detail again, very nicely produced. Side plates, which you can see there. Now, as I say, you're going to check which version you're going to do for wherever the actual Zimmerik's going. Then you got the fifles right there, as you can see, beautifully reproduced. Back mud guards, and then you've got your fenders. Okay, unfortunately they're all produced in one weld, but I could probably use a razor saw, take them out and then just do it that way. But one thing I do like about it, there is some nice surface texture, although you might not be able to see it under this light. Okay, then you've got the exhaust shrouds right here, nicely produced. So that's that sprue. Then you've got your main exhaust system, which you see here. Okay, and then obviously you've got some more sprockets. You've got your final drive, which you see there, nice and crisply detailed. And your mounts, rear, I've forgotten what they call that. Oh yeah, there's your suspension arms and suspension cables, etc. Part of the running gear, which you can see here. That's the idler wheel. And the nice thing I've got on the bottom of the actual exhaust shroud is the surface texture. That is gorgeous. Beautifully reproduced there, guys. It really is. And obviously you've got the pins for your tracks, which are all here. So that's going to be quite time consuming. And then obviously you've got the assembly there. And there's the main part of your track links, which you can see they're all neatly boxed, as it were. Out like over here. Some of the running gear, these are for the steel wheel version, again beautifully crisply made. Another sprocket there, which will probably come in handy for a spare, and you've got the idler wheel as well. That's nicely reproduced, as you can see there. It was mainly for the late version, and obviously you've got the original wheels as well, depending on which version you're going to do. Okay, again, lovely texture, lovely surface detail. As I said, you've got rubber wheels with that as well. The actual hull is nice and crisp as well. And as you can see, you've got the escape hatches underneath, and beautiful, if I can get it into shot, weld seam detail. Oh, damn, this thing's not focusing. Hope you can see it, guys. Lovely weld seam detail caught on there. Beautifully reproduced, I must say. So that's that. And then there's more. You've got the part of the rear turret housing, which you can see here for these tools. There's all your tools. Nicely reproduced there, including the jack, which you can see here. Parts of the jack. Jerry cans, which is not often something you find inside a Tiger kit. And then obviously you've got the top here of the actual jerry cans, and a nice feature is you've got the antennae, so you haven't got to worry about stretching any sprue, so that's good. And then obviously you've got your vision ports here, which are nice and clear. So get them into shot, you can see there, lovely and clear. Okay, and on here you've got the upper deck. Again, there's some nice surface texture on there, guys, especially on the rear engine bay engine covers, which you see here. Lovely weld seam detail there, rolling metal detail, beautifully done. And again, you've got another jack, so that could come in handy as a spare. Tools, and obviously you've got your armour, oh god, I forgot what they are. See what, my memory's getting terrible. Ammunition packs, there you go. And obviously you've got the ends of the tow cables, because these come with a nice brass tow cable. That's your Ryefield filter pipes there, Ryefield filters, frontal armour, again nicely crisp detail. There is a lovely bit of texturing on the back there, beautifully done. And there's your fifles right there. Nice detail on the fifles as well, so I can get that into shot. Beautifully done. So there you go. And then obviously you've got your little Zimmerit tool, which you can use for making your own Zimmerit if you should so wish. And this is a nice touch, the tow cable. Nice brass tow cable there, beautifully done. The only thing that is a bit disappointing, like most of the Ryefield kits in this, is that the smoke launchers are a little bit thick. So I would suggest if you've got any spares over from a Dragon kit, use those. And then finally, you got the decals here. Okay, now I might well take them out the back. In fact, no, I won't, because on the back here is all your etched brass detail as well for your tool clamps, etc., and also your engine grills. So there you go. So quite a nice kit. I wouldn't say it's as good as the one with the full interior, but it does give you the option of doing three different Tigers from the Fehrmann with the 2 sets of wheels. And as you know, if you have any left over, you can use them as spares. So you're obviously catching on to Dragon's idea here. Excuse me while I'm just trying to repack everything in here. All in all, a lovely looking kit, and I would heartily recommend you get one. Might need a few modifications here and there, and I would suggest you do your research, depending on which version you're doing, so that you know which goes with which. The only thing that is disappointing is that they don't do a one-piece turret. That's going to be a bit of a nightmare with weld sitting down it. So there you go. But other than that, I would heartily recommend that you get this kit. Okay, and as I say, I must admit, as Ryefield are releasing more and more Tigers, they're getting more and more innovative. So there you go. That is Ryefield's Tiger 1 Gruppe Fehrmann, and I hope you enjoyed the review. So until the next time, get kit crazy, happy modelling, and I'll speak to you soon.